now is that this composition, the meta with Seer, is not really helping them out. But you know what? I'm just going to hold that thought. We're going to dive right into match number 4 because we're wasting no time. We're getting right into World's Edge, all right, Rain Day? And I'm excited to see what Optic Gaming's got in store for us.
That's right. Game number 4, switching over to World's Edge, and I'll answer your question right now. I won't dodge it like a certain Vicky Kitty. I think what we'd expect out of World's Edge, well, Team Liquid. Take big circle on Team Liquid. They performed really, really well on Storm Point. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but they did not necessarily have the World's Edge finish that they wanted last broadcast, which opened the door for TSM to win it. This time, Team Liquid needs a bit different story. They're dropping Trials, Skyhook, West alongside 100 Thieves. They're going to have a ton of loot. They just have to play this rotation to perfection. I'll see how Team Liquid will do here on World's Edge.
It's always so interesting to see Team Liquid being one of their more consistent squads. Not interesting because it's surprising, but more interesting to see how the other 3 squads between Luminosity, Sentinels, and Optic Gaming have been doing in comparison to them, since these have been the squads that haven't been as consistent as Team Liquid, because this is the day that those squads really needed to have those pop-up opportunities. As we could see, we're going to have a Southern Circle. G2 is going to be celebrating over in Thermal Station once they have the opportunity to scan that beacon that's to the left of Thermal Station. But as I was saying before, Optic Gaming is a squad that has been playing the edge more than anything, and with Seer being in the meta, it hasn't been working out for them. So I feel like them playing for positioning, for final circle positioning, for Godspot, like we used to see them play as, was going to actually allow them to have way more experience and more of an opportunity for them to get the KP that they need than playing heavy edge like they have been playing so far, because Caustic isn't very good in this meta with Seer ult being so prevalent.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, Optic obviously has really good skill when it comes to these kind of edge fights, but ultimately what you're saying is play rotate, play Godspot instead. We'll see how Optic decides to play World's Edge, though. They typically like to play edge on this map. They like to basically bully any team that drops on the southeast side of the map, which in this lobby is going to be slept on. They're dropping over in Dome, so expect Optic to potentially try and take that fight. They know that they're on the southeasternmost side of the map, which means that they have a clean 3v3. No teams are going to come through in third party. Luminosity drops launch site, but is likely going to rotate. So then expect Optic to potentially, come across a fight against Slept-On, maybe Luminosity in these early games. But whichever team dropped Lava Siphon, no TSM in this lobby, already rotated and left. It may have been Dark Zero dropping either Harvester or Lava Siphon. Let's take a look at the overhead map if we possibly can and show y'all where the zone's going to be pulling. It will be a southwest pull all the way down to Thermal Station. So that's why you see Dark Zero there already, G2 there already. Teams have rotated super early, but Team Liquid, well, different than their play style in Storm Point. They're going to be playing hard edge here.
Yeah, with the quickness and the swiftness, it's actually real crazy to see how quick Dark Zero was able to rotate, because there was that beacon in the middle of Lava Siphon, so they got that information, they got that early loot, and they immediately dipped. As you can see, all the other squads making their way into that next circle. Luminosity as well with the Skyward Dive. They're already making their way through Tree. They're going to be meeting up soon with CLG and MPS. A lot of other squads that are going to be traversing from the northern side of the map, looking at Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, Sentinels, First Attempts. They could start rotating through. They're going to be meeting up in choke points close to the beacons south of Lava Fissure. So you can expect that to get heated real quick. After leaving Lava Fissure, you're going to see that beacon getting contested to go over to Thermal Station, because there's limited space in that final circle for where it's going to be rotating towards if it continuously pulls to the south of Thermal Station.
That's right. We'll see where that zone will end up pulling. Sentinels drop Survey Camp, 100 Thieves and Liquid, Skyhook, First Attempt open up in Climatizer, Team Smiley Overlook. No one's dropping Epicenter. And then we got Complexity Frag East, Bots Frag West. So there's all the teams that will be likely playing Edge. Meanwhile, G2, well, they get their pick of the litter here. They get to decide where they want to rotate to, how they want to play this zone, and it looks like they're going to be axing their way in, courtesy of Designful, into this building here, taking this positioning, and they're going to be content holding this spot. Not the edge fighting that they're used to playing, that we're used to seeing. G2 will have a slower game here.
And trying to take their time here. I mean, with the Blood on, they're going to have the scans. They're going to be able to have that information, but it's not going to be that constant flow of information that the Seer Heartbeat Center does provide. As you can see, that squad holding the other side of the building. I do believe that's Space Station. Optic Gaming, though, on this southern side of Tree, another squad that's looking to try to take some of these early fights, looking to continue their domination. And Luminosity are rocking the Caustic, trying to tell Skittlecakes, like, you may not be on the Caustic anymore, but we are still repping the Caustic. This is what LG has been feeling confident doing every single time we make the swap over to World's Edge.
That's right. A couple other things to notice. Yeah, you mentioned the caustic switch for LG. Also rocking Gibraltar on Higuadas. So a big team comp change. No more Bangalore on that squad. No more Bloodhound. No more scans for days. And it's just awesome to see the two maps and the diversity between the two, right? Completely different playstyles for a lot of these teams. Team Liquid is the best example of that. They're rocking a completely different playstyle. No more Newcastle for them. No more Loba for them. Instead, they're rocking Seer and they're playing Edge. So a team that's able to have a completely diverse playstyle, or again, run that hybrid on Stormpoint, early rotate. But here on World's Edge, Team Liquid's a hard edge team. At least that's how they play these Southwest zones. So it's really good to see these teams adapt.
It's really interesting to see the change up in composition for some of these squads. Energy rocking the Loba, with Guild being on the Loba, and PS rocking the Loba as well, with I'm Madness being on that pick. So Optic Gaming now just trying to delete some of these caustic barrels while sharing some of this building space with this other squad that's on the other side. Looking to see if they have that opportunity. They don't want to get pinched though, so they're going to be taking their time. But Skittlecakes having that Devo, ooh, the gold Devo with the turbo ready, that's going to be disgusting. That's going to absolutely shred anybody that's going to turn that corner.
Yep. Quick update for y'all. We obviously talked a lot about the changes between World's Edge, Stormpoint in terms of legend picks, but the overall legend picks, well, we're going to have a 95% pick rate once again for Valkyrie. So there's one team, one brave team not running Valk. I want to know who it is. I can't think on the top of my head. Who is it? Watson. 11 teams picked Watson, 55% pick rate. 40% of teams picked Seer. So again, the Seer dominant meta that we expected coming into Pro League isn't necessarily coming to fruition, which you like to see a lot of diversity here. Horizon after that. Then we got 4 Newcastles, 4 Cryptos, 3 Lobas in the lobby, and then one of the following: 1 Caustic, Bloodhound, Gibraltar, Mad Maggie, and Bangalore on display here in World's Edge.
So the odd squad out that isn't running the Valkyrie is actually G2, because they're rocking the Horizon, Bloodhound, and Bangalore, which works for them because they land over by thermal station. So it's not like they have to utilize that skyward dive to get out of a tricky situation, since they're already taking up that building to the south of thermal. So that's great news for them, because they're always going to get ahead of the curve when it comes to these quick rotates, since they know that they don't have the skyward dive.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're kind of the equivalent of Aurora, but in North America. They're a team that has just committing to a playstyle, which is hard edge. They're okay playing edge, staying edge, and doing whatever they need to have the best team composition to fight squads. And ultimately, you don't need a Valkyrie if you don't plan to rotate. And if you plan to just continue to walk in zones by playing edge, you can continue to run that Valkless team comp, which is what we see. I think 3 or 4 teams in EMEA, and in EMEA we had, I think, 80 or 85% Valk pick rate. So again, you like to see some teams that feel like they don't need that get out of jail free card with a Valk rotate.
Interesting as we see Team Smiley just taking up the space inside of this train tracks, setting up the fences as well. So you can take a look at where the circle is going to be pulling. So many Loba ults in that southern circle. 3 of them just kind of overlapping each other. Nice to see here with so many other squads now making the rotation over. But it's the information from the Crypto that is nice to know, because we don't really get to see Crypto in North America very often. That EMP does delete the Seer ult, does delete the Watson fences if we do see way more Watson in the lobby. And also being able to scan that beacon without having to give up your position. That's extremely important. As you can see, Team Smiley, they're going to be able to do that. Have that next circle positioning before they plan their next move.
Yep. Good call for Team Smiley, as they'll continue to rotate through the west train tracks of Lava Siphon. Oxygen Esports right in front of them. I love this overhead map view that gives us all the intel. Sentinels, again, sticking to that hard edge comp. They're actually going to rotate all the way to Skyhook to scan that beacon as well and get themselves some information, but expect them to eventually clash with Liquid and FaZe just south of them.
FaZe looking to circle keep as well, playing from the north side of Thermal Station. Wondering how Team Liquid's going to try to rotate there as we tune into Optic Gaming, who are just taking their time still inside this building. None of these squads trying to overextend and give up some of that space, but Optic Gaming holding the inside part of this tree. Wondering who's sharing that. If it's Luminosity, who are probably to the south of them, none of these squads are going to overextend, because if they do, that's going to be the green light for the other remaining teams in the area to try to third party.
Will be the green light for the green wall.
Okay, I see you.
You're supposed to make fun of me, Vicky, for a really, really bad joke, but I appreciate you laugh. That's how good of a person Vicky is. She just laughed at that joke, which was intentionally the worst joke of all time.
Oh, wow. No.
You just got such a good heart, Vicky. I appreciate it.
It's okay. I have to give you props for where it's due sometimes. It's sometimes funny. But you know what? Green wall, green light, and the green man, that is Caustic, okay? And he's got the Caustic barrels set up here, setting up the traps on the other side of where Optic Gaming is. But both those teams aren't going to try to contest each other again, just because it's going to be the ability to allow another squad to try to third party and actually take that building away from them, as the circle is probably going to pull away towards the south, more so in the middle of tree. FaZe, though, playing the edge of the circle. This is a more edge-heavy team. They haven't had the day that I was expecting them to have. I mean, in a very similar case versus A versus C, we got to see them have a very standout performance in day number 2, but not having that same replicated performance in this day 5.
Yeah, and this is a team that's still finding their identity. Let's just be honest here. I mean, look, running crypto this time around, we obviously didn't see them on crypto in the last few pro leagues. On Stormpoint, Bangalore for Alberlelli, playing a lot more edge. So they're still finding their identity, still figuring out how they want to play. This is a new team. It's going to take time for them to mesh. The thing is, you don't have a lot of time here in pro league. Meanwhile, it's going to be the rotation coming through. Sentinels with Valkyrie got there quickly, and here comes the Ape. They're going to try and grief FaZe right now.
This is insane here because now FaZe are in a sandwich situation that they were not expecting because they did not expect Sentinels to get on top of them from the skyward dive. Now FaZe are sandwiched between Sentinels and Team Liquid. They could just drop down and rotate underneath the tunnel. Not too sure if that's what they ended up doing. You can see Sentinels just trying to look to their right, look to their left to make sure they can catch them in the middle of that rotate. Team Liquid now are going to be able to counter rotate FaZe, and they're going to get closer into the circle while Sentinels are just trying to take some shots.
Yeah, and we kind of previewed this fight between FaZe, Liquid, and Sentinels. Well, here it is. FaZe is just going to hit this Valk ult, and this is where it's a high-risk, high-reward moment. This is where you kind of roll the dice a little bit. Will FaZe get positioning? Will they get a spot that will work out for them, or will they just fall to death? Here we go. How good are your Valk rotates, Slurpee G? How good are your calls, Alberlelli? This is the first test for them, and it looks like they'll find themselves a pretty good spot. Rock positioning, a lot of line of sight to help them. And FaZe survives for now.
It's not in the circle, but they're very close to it. They're right there by the edge, so they can just inch their way into that next circle. And with the Valkyrie ult and the Valkyrie passive, you were able to scan some of the teams that have already taken up some of the extra space right on top of them. So that's information that they can work off of, checking to see if this building's clear. And it is, and this is going to work perfectly into their playstyle with the Watson. Snipedown's not going to be able to set up the fence line all around the inside of this building.
That's right. All right, so great call right there from Alberlelli. Again, earning his stripes as an IGL. A lot of discussion of Alberlelli as a top 7 IGL in the world, and he even came in and said, hold your horses. Not yet. I have a lot to prove still. I'm still learning every single day, and I agree with that. Obviously, he showed a lot of great things last Pro League where FaZe got second place, played really, really well overall. They got to stay consistent, and they got Rack Attack nearby. This would be a decent fight for FaZe if they decide to take it. Rakanishu's going to get tagged down to 50 HP. Will heal back up. Only cells in the hands of Rack, I believe, unless he's holding on to that shield bat for now. So we got FaZe and Rack Attack nearby with the bots rotating through. First attempt, Oxygen, and a few others in the vicinity.
Actually griefed their meds there too, wondering how they're going to utilize the crypto in this situation, just for intel and if the EMP comes out, because you could expect other squads to be close to FaZe. Probably squads trying to rotate from the southern side into that next circle. Rack does hear the other remaining squads in the area, but aren't poking just yet. First attempt at a fight now over on the other side, trying to see if they can find a way to close in the gap with this R301. You see the missile swarm off to the right, so if they fully extend it, they're going to be in the line of sight of another team.
Yeah, enemy with a lot of numbers. That's enemy Go, former member of Luminosity. Slept on, going to be taken out here. A team again that needed to perform today. They fall to the hands of LG. Here comes first attempt nearby. Again, former member of LG. Oh, good beam's going to come through with the G7 Scout. That'll be the basically green light for this squad. His teammates to maybe push up. Saucer's going to do exactly that. Oxyberry's going to follow, and here comes the push. Almost gets the knock. Not quite yet, but this team is just pushing right into the hands of where FaZe and Rack Attack are.
And it's Optic Gaming that are actually the ones suppressing them over on the other side. So while First Attempt are trying to fully send it onto this team, they have to watch out to their left because it's Optic Gaming who are taking chunks out of their health. They're backing up. They send up the Seer ult so that way they can have any information from any pushing squads. And they're going to try to utilize the Skyward Dive. It doesn't get canceled, but Enemy Eagle loses out on his shield.
Yeah, down to 20 HP. If anyone decides to look up, they'll get themselves a free knock and free KP on Enemigo, but instead, they rotate. But this is the get out of jail free card we talked about, right? This is a, okay, panic button. Let's hit a Valk ult and hope for the best. And guess what? That best is going to be center zone, but not a lot of cover to work with.
Oh, where does he go? Grenade after grenade. I would be surprised if he actually manages to survive, and he actually does. He avoids the Arc Star, he avoids the frag, and Space Station on the inside of this building have sent out that Seer ult to see where the other squads are. This may be G2 are trying to rotate from the outskirts of that other building that we saw them in.
Yeah, Space Station. Oh, we're gonna get a crack here initially. It's Space Station, G2, and 2 members of Complexity left alive in this fight. Only one team will make it. Who's it gonna be? Space Station, SSG, trying to make a play. Nile tries to break ice, but G2, we know how good they are in these close range fights.
See if they can force their way inside this building, but Space Station have fenced it all the way up. Great defense here from Space Station. You can see Drop just trying to take a look over to the left. They're playing at an Evo Shield disadvantage here as G2 are going to try to force their way in. You already see Jet right now, or rather Designful now popping the Beast of the Hunt here while trying to scan.
That's right. Elsewhere, NRG's lighting it up. Well, they're going to get lit up themselves. They get eliminated. Yet another 15th place finish for NRG. Not the showing that they want. Look at the kill feed. Rack attack out to the hands of FaZe. FaZe takes out all 3 members of Rack, and they will get all of the positioning here, but still have to rotate themselves. Meanwhile, this fight continues. Space Station, G2, all nearby. Complexity also in the vicinity. Again, only one team is going to survive, and this fight's just being prolonged here for just 48 more seconds.
Complexity just take it to the skies. You saw that Newcastle ult just taking it like he's a superhero, flying very high. And Space Station are like, what's going on over here? We're just going to stay put inside of this building right now. They see the other squad over on the other side. You see the pings, but they have to start moving soon in less than 30 seconds.
No, we're going to gamble with a little bit of a listen in here. My money's on Space Station to survive this fight. Let's jump into a listen in with Space Station Gaming.
Shit on, high.
Shit on.
We're good. He's just sitting on height. Listen, we just pushed the choke late. I'm mech hitting. We have to push up
I
here
have
soon.
the armor swap. Yes, I know. I have the armor swap.
Okay, I'm mech hitting.
I'm batting. Do we not Valko?
No.
Okay,
We fight for the choke. It's a...
I'm a little behind.
He's not even here. He's not even here.
Okay.
He's not even here at all. We have it.
Nice. Coming up.
Yes, just set... There's a team right around this corner on the left.
Are you sure it's not the solo?
I have no idea. No fucking idea. The solo, yes.
No one behind us, right? No one behind us?
Back. You're good. We're good. I'm getting heartbeats on the left side now. I'm looking.
Okay.
It's two minimum. It's a full team, I
They
think.
just res.
He might
Yeah,
have
that's
just res,
fine.
yeah.
I'm watching
Fine.
our back just in case.
We're good, bro.
Okay.
Be careful.
Backing up. It's multiple teams. I need heavy. Heavier light.
I have one
Here. I got a wingman.
Careful, they might
Grab
be
all this
good.
hit. Grab all
Might
this
be
heavy.
good.
Grab all this heavy. Yes, grab all this heavy.
Ewing. We're still safe, boys. We have God spot.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm backing
Look
up.
at how deep.
I'm fucking deep right now. Hold up.
Careful, they might swing. Just look.
And
Yeah.
you just
Can you
fucking
watch that so I
have-
can look for KP? Can you watch the left so I can look for KP?
I mean, I can.
Up on them a little bit.
No, we're fine. I'm just looking over here on the right. I just need to look right.
Well, we gambled correctly. Love that listen-in with Space Station. Freck showing why he is so underrated as an IGL, so decisive. And here comes a big fight, though. Optic Gaming find themselves in a 3v3. Skittle and Duplex going to take some damage here. Skittle's going to get one knock to start. It's going to be the LG.
Oh, LG that was actually hanging out underneath him the whole time. Optic Gaming that were pinging another squad from afar come out on top after this fight and delete Luminosity. The two teams that were hanging out in the overall leaderboards in the top 2 of the group standings now are going to be able to take that fight. Optic Gaming now going to try to fully send it over to the left side. Nobody's looking at Duke right now here too. He's got the G7 from Big Mod. He's going to be able to back up because Nock takes way too much damage. They're going to try to reset here, but they have to start moving in less than 5 seconds now.
Yeah, that's right. If we could pull up the map, you'll see exactly how Optic has to face this rotation. It's 100 Thieves up to their top left. They have 3 teams to their right, 4 teams. Team Liquid, MPS, FaZe, and Oxygen. This is a tough rotate for Optic. Valk ult might be necessary. Valk ult, it will be. Here comes the rotate. They expect them to potentially try and take Godspot from Space Station. You heard SSG in the listen and say, we have Godspot, we have the win condition. Optic trying to say otherwise, and Space Station immediately looks up.
What an angle to take the skyward dive. They're going to be playing underneath this building right here. They know that nobody's on the outskirts right here. Nobody's going to pressure them out on the rooftop. They're going to be trying to pressure out another squad off to the right side. You see the 2 knocks coming in. Team Liquid get eliminated in the kill feed as well. Optic Gaming in a really good position to work off of this.
That's right. Liquid, FaZe both out. Oxygen eliminated as well. MPS still alive. 100 Thieves in the same building as Optic. Space Station still has Godspot, and Complexity still ratting. But finally, Complexity's going to get spotted out by Dark Zero, who will likely eliminate the last member of Complexity, I believe. Again, this is all information in the kill feed, but 6 squads remain. Onmu going to get the first knock, breaking ice a little bit against Madness.
See Optic Gaming now still playing on the outskirts of this 100 Thieves, trying to figure out where they're going to go from inside of this building. They don't want to give this free space over to Optic Gaming, who are sharing some of that space on the high ground. Complexity get deleted, though, in the kill feed. That last straggler out from Dark Zero, but Optic Gaming lose out on Noms.
Yeah, Vaxlon with the car just made an absolute play. Keyboard and mouse sensation right there, and Vax being the one to initiate. 100 Thieves now gonna have a 3v2 against Optic. One member of Optic is gonna be sent flying. Duplex is gonna run immediately into his death. It's Shuby, the last member of NPS, and Optic Gaming is out in 5th.
Optic Gaming just threw all the spaghetti on the floor right there. Like you were mentioning before, Vaxon with the absolute beamage here. 100 Thieves being inside of this building for so long has granted them passage into this next circle, because the circle is going to be pulling right in front of them. They're going to have to funnel out of here eventually, but they got all the time in the world to take their time.
That's right. Newcastle Ultimate going to come through. They're going to use that cover to basically just reign supreme. Meanwhile, Dark Zero going to actually find the last rat of Shuby. He just stops playing. He gets taken out. And now it all comes down to 3 final teams. Dark Zero in a really bad spot right now. Somehow going to reset fairly. As actually, I take that back. Jen Burton eliminated Zero out as well. This will be a 3v3 Space Station versus 100 Thieves, basically.
Space Station, 100 Thieves versus Dark Zero right here.
Did you get the res? No, there's no way.
Playing off the back end? I mean, you're playing off of very limited cover. They're taking off angles. Dark Zero finally get taken out. Yep, it was just a matter of time. 100 Thieves, though, climbing their way to the top. Vaxon is going to be taking off angle. No one's focusing on him just yet, but look to your left. Armo gets taken out. It's only up to Scurry, and Space Station come out on top and take it over 100 Thieves.
Wow, and you see some body shots come through as well from SSG. You already know these guys are hyped up. You heard it in the listen, and you heard so much angst from them. They needed to perform here. They did. SSG wins game number 4.